Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Elevate Your Equity podcast, where investors with a special emphasis on couples begin, continue, and deepen their journey to financial freedom together using the powerful vehicle of real estate investing to do it. So today's episode is going to be just a conversation with us two, because we just wanted to update you on where we are in life, in the country, in the world, and just have a really intimate conversation, again, to update you and to kind of share our thoughts with what's going on recently. So yeah, you want to start us off? What's going on in your world?
So it's been about a month now since I've left the full-time job, and there's been a lot of changes in the last couple of months. We're building up a team slowly. We have some team members that have been working with us and doing some amazing work behind the scenes. We have plans for a lot of stuff. We've got a mastermind that may be potentially coming out here soon. We have courses that we're looking to do, and I'm also looking to write another book that will be somewhere around the realm of how to escape your W-2 and what to plan for and how that all works. And so we're really excited to be able to bring all those out to the marketplace. But business has also been incredibly booming since the last time we checked in. I think we were in Park City last time.
We were in Colorado Springs. It was
Colorado
actually
Springs.
Right after you left your
That's right, about a month ago. So we started in Colorado Springs, and then we moved out to Kansas City, I think. And then we've been in Indy pretty much this entire time, in Indianapolis. And our business has just kind of taken off from here. We've gotten a couple more properties under contract, and we're almost doubling our unit count. And there's been a lot of exciting growth. We've been attracting and talking to a lot of different investors to try to let them in on our world and also show them how the commercial real estate world works, and getting them super excited about how all of this can help generate wealth, especially if there's a bunch of equity locked up in your private residence or in rental properties in expensive markets. So we've been doing a lot of education, a lot of teaching these last couple of days, and then also a lot of driving around. We've been looking at lots of properties. Our schedule has just been nutso for the past couple of weeks. We've been booked pretty much all the way solid, although we do keep our Sundays open just because. But, almost like my GoBundance goal for this year was sustainable growth. And I'll be honest here, I don't know if the way that we've been running is a sustainable method, because I've been getting off of my morning routines and some of the diet and some of those important things that we've really wanted to do. It's just because the business and, everything has been necessitated. I've needed to do that. And the cool thing is that I love what I do so much that sometimes I forget to eat, forget my morning routine, or, I just don't sleep because I'm just so excited about what I'm doing and the possibilities. We've been doing a lot of coaching and talking about mindset with our friends here in Indianapolis. It's been amazing. I've just been having a ball here, and really sad to leave Indianapolis. So that's kind of where we are right now.
Yeah, that is true. I feel the same way. And, even though we've sort of gone off like structure and self-care has kind of fallen by the wayside on some level, I think the reality of it is that we're like happier than we've been in a really long time, despite being so busy, right?
Yeah.
And I've noticed Derek being so happy despite, just being so tired, because he's just loving what he's doing. And we have to mention too that since we've been here, we've actually been doing stuff, being in quarantine for a year and a half or so.
Yeah.
When we were in California, we allowed ourselves to just be introverted, really, relax and just get into routines. But I think what's also beneficial and worthy of speaking about is that now, like we actually have the opportunity, since you left your W-2 and since we've kind of on our own schedules, although it's been filled, is that we've been doing things that we never thought that we would get to do. Like, for example, like we went to our very first NFL football game, the Colts and the Rams, and we saw Peyton Manning get his Hall of Fame ring. We went to the Van Gogh exhibit where like you're immersed in his paintings and his life story. What else have we done? Do you remember?
Well, we just spent a lot of time in the city and enjoying the best of what Indy has to offer. Like we did not omakase, but it was like this Japanese type cuisine where they serve you 9 courses. And normally I hear that there's like interviews and like they kind of like figure out what type of fish and what kind of cuisine you might like. And so they make a custom menu for you. But I don't think that was the case here. But this was fantastic. The executive chef and the staff were from Japan. You could totally tell. And it was right here in downtown Indianapolis.
Yeah, I
It
was
was
really,
cool.
yeah, I've been so happy with what Indianapolis has,
It's so, yeah.
provided. It's a really
Mhm.
great city. If you've never visited, we were able to get an apartment right on the canal. And so there's a funny story too. When we booked our Airbnb, we booked the 5-bedroom house, and we were like, oh yes, we're going to be able to, sprawl and like, and really just, just enjoy like the suburban life again. But what had happened was the owner of the Airbnb, she was displaced due to Hurricane Ida in New Orleans. And so she had to come back to her house. And so we lost that Airbnb like right before. And it was like too late to find anything else. But we ended up finding a great short-term rental right in the middle of the city. And I would have to say that that's probably one of those scenarios where the universe is kind of looking out for us and just provided us what we needed, because I've never had more fun living downtown and exploring all the food and all of the just the energy and vibrancy of the city.
Yeah, and we also got to go on some of those scooters that you guys see around town. We've been able to spend time at like the garage, and man, the people that we've met here, all high quality folks. They're partners with us, they're friends with us. They're people in masterminds or people that we've just seen virtually through like, LinkedIn meetups or virtual meetups. And so it's been super cool to meet people in the flesh and break bread with them. And so that's been really cool. And the people that we've been doing business with for past, almost a year or so, even longer than that, to be able to see them in person, take them out to lunch and dinner, and just build those relationships. It's been awesome. We've had a really great time here. I would say that for me, if I was going to take away something from this past, month or so that
Mhm.
we've been in my W-2, I never thought how quickly my life would accelerate when you open up to the possibilities. Scarcity is just not in our mindset anymore. We're just not thinking about saving money, ironically, or we're not thinking about like what we shouldn't do. We're just doing things, we're making practical choices that make sense, and we just don't allow negativity to enter into our world. And it's been manifesting in big ways. Like, we just walked 2 properties today. We're probably going to drive by a third one, and we're leaving tomorrow morning for Memphis and then heading out to Austin. So there's just no room for containing the energy. We're expansive. We want to help as many people as possible. And so we feel like we are doing the spiritual work for us and for them to add value to everyone. Because what we love about what we do in our business is we improve multifamily properties and help provide a safe place for people to live at an affordable value and return excellent returns to us and our investors. And we're really passionate about doing that because then it allows people to step into the lifestyle that we're living right now. It really does. And so it feels like we're giving back, and it's just a very spiritual nature to all of this. And we've had podcast guests, we've enjoyed some time to reflect and stop and think about everything that's been accomplished over the last year. And it's just blinding, the rate of change. And we just really enjoy our lives right now.
Yeah, and I wanted to add one more thing because, yeah, I love that. We were driving around the city one day, and we're always, I feel like the past few years, we've always been in the mode of like, what's your goal? What's next? What's, what's our vision? And so we're kind of always in the mode of asking each other those questions. And something, Derek said that was just so eye-opening, and it just kind of made me sit and marinate on it, was like, we're living our vision right now.
We are.
And so just to kind of bring this, as we bring this kind of update to a close, is that, be able to identify what moments you're living your vision and find ways to maximize that.
I think that's a brilliant thing. Also, I think that one thing is to start identifying where you feel resistance internally. And even though it may make sense to avoid them, it may be a fear that you have to step into.
Mm.
And the reason I say that, I know it sounds like it comes from left field, but the reason I say that is that I never thought that me talking endlessly for 8 hours a day was going to be something that I enjoyed doing. I knew that when I started getting into real estate investing, right? That I was going to need to talk more and be more out there and be in front of people. But I'm having a blast now, and I'm doing it more than ever. It was a fear of mine, right? It was something that I had to break through, and I just didn't know that there was something on the other side, right? And it just so happened that that's where business has taken me, and it's necessitated that. And looking back, I think if I was to really look at that fear from a clear point of view and understand what it is that's holding me back, if I could unlock that, I don't know what my results would have been, but it would have been even greater than it was before. So one last thing I'm going to say too is you cannot beat the power of pattern interrupts. Going out and doing something that you have never done before, you're going to look at things in a new way. And whether or not you know it, your brain, your mentality is going to change ever so slightly, just a little bit. And every time you do a pattern interrupt, you start realizing things about yourself, or you put yourself in a different situation. And sometimes you surprise yourself, or you surprise your spouse, or your spouse surprises you. And I think those are really fun things to look at from an abundant mentality. You're going to always look at it from what is there to explore? Like, that's what life is all about. And so I don't know what I'm going off here on my rambling, but this is what feels right to me right now. And we've been stepping into that mind space more. And I'm just really excited for what the future brings. And I've been having a blast, and no turning back now. And there's no desire to.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. And also, I just wanted to add to that one of the most, although we've had nothing but change, right?
Oh, man.
I think, again, one of the most consistent things, or the most consistent thing, is the change. And what I'm realizing on this whole journey that we've been on is that one of the other consistent things is our growth. And so, the desire, I think there's kind of that desire within me to need, maybe I've been conditioned to need stability, to need structure and all that. But the fact that we're growing by leaps and bounds, and the growth of our mindset and our happiness, right? It's just been amazing. I think, again, we're kind of reflecting on where we're at, but those things are shifting in our world. And I would just challenge you to kind of tap into those areas in your life where, what things are you holding on to, and what things are you maybe willing to let go of if there's a risk of making you 10 times happier, right?
And maybe just writing them down. Maybe the first step is writing them down, or talking with your spouse about it. Because once you have awareness, your brain will find a way to grab onto that somehow, maybe as little as it is, the little piece of it as it is. And over time, we're smart, intelligent creatures, and our brain does a lot of thinking for us. And I've been finding that it's just a matter of time before you figure it out.
Yeah. Well, with that being said, we just wanted to update you, and we're leaving for Memphis and then Austin, Texas, and you'll probably be hearing from us from there. But in the meantime, this is Sophie.
And this is Derek.
And we are signing off.
Thanks, everyone. Love you all.